Hi, everyone, and welcome to Navigate Life Mindfully. This is episode number 12, Pruning. I'm Ron Demonet, and my goal, as always, is to show you how we have much more control over our lives than we think we do. We are not victims. And in the process, I'm going to introduce some simple tools that we can use every day to navigate life with more ease, and then bring about some of the changes that we really want in our life. If this is something you want to learn more about, you're interested in, I ask that you please like and subscribe to our channel below and join me on this journey. So let's dive into this week's episode, Pruning. I was with a good friend of mine, Ryan, a few weeks ago, and he was talking about a project that he was tackling in his yard, and it was pruning a tree. And he was telling me how important it was to prune this particular tree in order so that it would grow out much stronger, more balanced, and be a lot healthier. And that triggered a thought in me. You know, this is true for humans too. We all need to be pruned at times in order to grow up stronger and healthier. We need to prune away old habits, old limiting beliefs, and even life situations that keep us from thriving. You know, we spend most of our time focused on what we think we want in our lives, right? We want a better job, we want a relationship, we want more money, we want better health, we want a better home. You know, the list of things we want goes on and on. We get so wrapped up in wanting that we fail to see what's keeping us from getting what we want. What's holding us back? What needs to be pruned away? So if we're truly serious about creating the life we want, then we need to get serious about understanding what's getting in the way. Again, things that need to be pruned away. So let's talk about some basic steps that you can take in this effort to create the life you want. Step one, get clarity as to what you really want in your life. Back in episode 7, we talked about this in more detail. You know, most of the time, we don't really know what we want in our lives. We just go along blindly with what family has taught us, what society has taught us, but it rarely coincides with what is really right for us, what will really make us happy. You know, it's up to each of us to explore ourselves more fully, to determine what our true passions are, what we really want in life, what makes us feel fulfilled. You know, I've talked about it before, how, you know, if we look at the media, whether it's the social media, the news on TV, whatever the case may be, we're seeing all the pretty people doing pretty things and smiling and laughing and driving nice cars and living in nice homes and taking great vacations. And we think, this is what I got to do to be happy. But, you know, all this is just staged. So you really need to find out more about you, what really makes you tick, and what you really want. I hope you'll take a few minutes to go back and watch episode 7. It'll give you some ideas and things to explore more fully. Step 2, prioritize these wants and pick your top 3 and focus your efforts there. This is where being mindful comes into play. Take some time to write down the things that you're passionate about, the things that bring you joy and fulfillment. Then go through and determine which of these are most important. Rank them, 1, 2, 3, so on and so on. In the book Passion Test by Atwood and Atwood, and I mentioned this, I believe, in episode 7, they describe a process that works well for this. If you haven't read the book, I hope you'll take some time to do so. It can be really helpful. Step 3, determine what is holding you back from getting what you want. This requires some time and effort on your part. Some people just jump to the conclusion that they simply lack the time and money, or they lack something physical in their life, and these things are holding them back. Well, it's been my personal experience that things or lack of things aren't usually the problem. I find I have a limiting belief or some mental emotional block in my subconscious mind that's creating the circumstances that hold me back. Same may be true for you. Back in episodes 4 and 5, we talked about limiting beliefs. If you have a chance, you might want to go back and watch those episodes too. They can help you determine what's really holding you back. Step 4. Develop a plan to prune away the things that are holding you back, while adding the things that are life enhancing. You may need to prune away old, unhealthy habits. It may be some old limiting beliefs you have about yourself. It may be needing to let go of some old emotional traumas in your life. As you work on pruning away these things, you'll probably find that you naturally add some life enhancing habits and beliefs that you really love, things that bring joy into your life. Step number 5, work your plan. Be persistent. This will take some effort, and it's going to take a little willpower. When we don't get an immediate response to our efforts, it's real easy just to give up and go back to the old ways, the old habits. You get more of the same old stuff. Learn to be persistent. Don't give up on yourself. You can do it. So now let's talk about your assignment for this week. Your assignment is to follow the steps I just outlined. Develop a plan to prune away the things that are holding you back in life and start working it. This isn't a short-term effort. It's something you want to work on every day. I suggest you print out your plan and keep it in front of you. Read it in the morning, early in the morning, just after you get up. Or maybe it's at your desk at work. Every night before you go to sleep, read it again. It'll work. Just be persistent. So in our next episode, we'll be talking about negative self-talk. We can be our own worst enemies at times, and it's the way we talk to ourselves. We'll discuss what we can do to turn that around so we become our best friend instead of our worst enemy. Well, I'm going to wrap things up for now. Remember, 2 simple things that'll make an immediate positive change in your life. 1, gratitude. Be grateful for what you have, even if it's relatively little in your mind. Just be grateful for what you have. The saying, the more grateful you are for what you have, the more you will have to be grateful for. It's true. It'll happen. Be grateful. Second thing is be kind. Just show others a little grace and be kind. We've talked about this before too. We have no idea what's going on in other people's lives. They have no idea what's going on in your life. So cut them some slack. Show a little grace. Do the random acts of kindness every day. It'll make you feel good. Make sure that your words are kind and respectful. Gratitude and kindness. 2 things that'll make an immediate change in your life. Make things immediately better. Well, I'm going to say so long for now. If you have a comment or a question, please visit my website, rondemonetcoaching.com, and leave me a message. Or you can just send me an email directly, rondcoaching@gmail.com. I'll try my best to respond either personally or on air. I ask again that you please like and subscribe to our channel. I would love to get some of this information out to as many people as possible. Try to help as many people as possible. So with that, I'll say thanks for tuning in. Look forward to seeing you next week. Bye now.